Sometimes, the answer is not hidden within the problem. Sometimes the answer is tucked between the lines of a story told thousands of years ago, forgotten on dusty shelves. Today, we will go on a journey through time. First, I want you to leave your logic at the door, because what I am about to tell you is not just a fairy tale. This is the map of your subconscious. In this video, you will first listen to a story about a sultan, a maiden, helpless doctors, and a toxic goldsmith. As you listen to the story, just feel. Let your mind wander through the corridors of that palace. Because when the story ends, we will turn on the lights. And then you will see that sultan is you, that sick maiden is your soul, and that goldsmith is the secret addiction that has made you unhappy all your life. If you are ready, let's open the door and step inside. Once upon a time, there was a powerful sultan who possessed both worldly dominion and spiritual sovereignty. One day, he rode out from his palace with his friends to hunt. Upon his horse, at the peak of his power, as he crossed the roads, his eyes fell upon a maiden standing by the roadside. At that moment, the sultan's heart became a slave to that maiden. His soul began to flutter like a bird in a cage. He had power, he had treasure. He paid the price, bought the maiden, and brought her to his palace. "Here," he said, "I have found what I was looking for." However, fate had other plans. The day she entered the sultan's palace, the beautiful maiden fell ill. Day by day, she withered away. That vibrant, full-of-life woman vanished. In her place came a groaning, weak, pale ghost. The sultan was desperate. He gathered the most famous, most skilled physicians from all across of the land. He told them, "Both our lives are in your hands. My life is worthless. She is the very soul of my soul. I am in pain. She is the cure. Whoever heals her, my treasury, my pearls, my corals, are theirs." The doctors were sure of themselves. "Do not fear, my sultan," they said. "We know the cure for every trouble. Each of us is like a master in the science of healing." They were so arrogant that they did not say, "if life permits." They forgot human helplessness, ignored uncertainty, and trusted only in their intellects. And the treatment begins. But how strange. Every medicine they gave backfired. The syrups given to soothe her increased her bile. The oils applied to soften her dried out her skin. Water fanned the flames of her fever. The maiden became as thin as a strand of hair. The light in her eyes had wavered. The doctors looked at each other in despair. Their science had gone bankrupt. When the sultan saw the helplessness of the doctors, he realized that this trouble would not be solved by known medicines. Barefoot, he withdrew to the quietest room of the palace. He fell to his knees. His tears soaked the floor. That mighty sultan wrapped himself in nothingness and groaned, "Oh, mystery of life, I have no cure left. I have lost my way. Guide me." While weeping, he fell asleep. In his dream, he saw a sage with a luminous face. The sage said to him, "Good news, my sultan. Your wish has been heard. Tomorrow a stranger will come to you. He is one of us. He is a trustworthy physician. See the wisdom in his medicine and the truth in his gaze." Morning came. The sultan was waiting at the window, and as the sun rose from afar, from within the shadows, the sage from his dream appeared. His face shone like the sun, but he was silent as a ghoul. The sultan ran to meet him. "My real beloved is not her, but you," he said inwardly. "That maiden was just an excuse, a reason to bring me to you, to my own wisdom." This wise physician was led to the patient. He did not look at books like the other doctors. He simply looked at the maiden's face, her color, listened to her moans, and he said, "The other doctors only saw the body. Yet this is not a physical illness. It is a sickness of the heart." He cleared the room. He was left alone with the maiden. He held her pulse and began to ask in a soft voice, "Where are you from? Who did you love? In which lands did you live?" As the maiden spoke, the physician listened to the pulse. She listed cities. She listed friends. The pulse was calm, until the physician mentioned the most distant, most beautiful and glittering city of that era. When the name of that city was spoken, the pulse raced. The maiden's face blushed, and tears poured from her eyes. The physician asked, "From which part of that city?" The maiden whispered, "By the bridge, in the goldsmith's market." The physician understood. The maiden was in love with a goldsmith in that distant land. Her body was here, but her soul had remained with that goldsmith. The fire of separation was burning her life away. The physician went to the Sultan and pronounced the bitter prescription. "My Sultan, there is only one cure for this girl's recovery. You must bring that goldsmith here, and you must marry the maiden to him." The Sultan put aside his jealousy, because his purpose was not to possess, but to keep alive. Messengers were sent. Gold, robes of honor, and promises were offered to that skilled goldsmith in the distant city. When the goldsmith saw the worldly wealth, his eyes were dazzled. He left his city, his home. He set off with joy. He did not know that this journey would sooner than later would become his end. A wedding was held at the palace. The maiden and the goldsmith were united. For 6 months, they enjoyed their reunion. The maiden fully recovered. Color returned to her face. Her joy was restored. But the wise physician's treatment was not finished yet. The real treatment was just beginning. The physician prepared a special sherbet for the goldsmith. This sherbet was a mixture that did not kill him instantly, but slowly melted him away. Day by day, the goldsmith turned yellow and faded. That handsome face became ugly. The light in his eyes left, his taste for life bittered. The charming man turned into a groaning, sick, repulsive body. The maiden watched this transformation of the man she loved. At first she was sad, but then she felt the fire in her heart cooling, because she was in love with the goldsmith's image, his glitter. When the glitter was gone, the love was gone too. As the goldsmith grew ugly and died, the maiden turned completely cold towards him and looked away. And as the goldsmith took his last breath, he said, "I am that gazelle who was hunted by hunters because of the beautiful scent in my navel. I am that fox whose head was cut off for my bright fur." The goldsmith died. The maiden was cleansed of both her sickness and that obsessive love. She was purified, cleared, and returned to the Sultan, her true owner. The story is over. Now it is time to wake up. This story was not about a sultan who lived 1,000 years ago. This story was about you watching this video right now. Come, let's lift the veil over your head and reveal these symbols and find their counterparts in your life. The Sultan is your logic, your willpower, and your ego. The part of you that wakes up in the morning and goes to work, makes decisions, says my house, my car, my career. The strong part that thinks it could rule the world. The maiden is your soul, your emotions, your life energy, and your joy. Your logic sees this energy and wants to possess and earn it, because logic alone is cold, robotic. It needs that emotion, that passion to taste and embrace life. You get it. You get the promotion. You get married. You succeed. But then something happens. You are successful, but unhappy. You have everything, but you have no energy to get out of bed in the morning. This is the maiden's sickness, depression, burnout, the feeling of meaninglessness. Your soul is sick because it is in love with the wrong place. What do you do when a problem arises? You analyze. Those doctors are your analytical mind, that arrogant voice that says, "If I work harder, it will pass. If I read this book, it will be cured. If I go on vacation, I will relax." What did they do? They gave medicine, and the sickness increased. When logic tries to solve emotional problems, it magnifies the problem. Emotion does not understand the language of logic. The medicine of logic poisons the soul. When did the Sultan find the cure? When he accepted his helplessness and turned inward. Meaning, when you say, "I don't know, I can't control it," when you pull the ego out of the way, your instinct and nature takes the stage. He does not look at books. He listens to the pulse, meaning he listens to your truth. And he makes the diagnosis. Your soul is not sick. Your soul is stuck on the goldsmith in that distant, glittering world. Here lies the biggest secret. The goldsmith is the one who processes gold, decorates the exterior, the one who is glittering but shallow. What is your goldsmith? Is it your perfect life image on social media? Is it the toxic ex-lover whose approval you are waiting for? Is it your obsession with status? Is it the fear of what will people say? Your soul has fallen in love with this fake glitter. Even if the Sultan is by its side, your soul misses that fake goldsmith. That is why you are unhappy. So what did the wise physician do? Did he say, forget him? Did he say, I forbid it? No. He said, bring him here. He said, marry them. There is a tremendous psychological lesson here. Repressed desire gets stronger. If you are magnifying something in your eyes, you cannot escape it by running away. You must go to it. You must live it. Let your soul unite with that Goldsmith. Let it get its fill. Because a human only understands how empty something is when they possess it completely. But the physician's real plan came later. The poisonous sherbet. This sherbet is reality. He slowly made the Goldsmith ugly. When you reach that thing you wanted so much, over time you start to see its flaws too. You see how selfish that perfect lover actually is. You see how that dream job position enslaves you. You understand what an empty burden that status is. The Goldsmith turns yellow, fades, groans. That glitter falls off, and your soul looks and says, was I in love with this? Was this helpless, ugly thing what I loved? This moment is the moment of freedom and liberation. In psychology, this is called disillusionment, and this is the most healing pain in the world. The Goldsmith dies. This is not a murder, it is a purification. The ornaments and decors of the false self, the ego, dies. What remains is a pure, clean soul that has seen the truth. And that soul now integrates healthily with the Sultan. Dear traveler, the story told to you today may seem cruel. You might ask, why was the man she loved killed? Remember, the Goldsmith was not a real person. The Goldsmith was the shackle on your foot. Maybe right now the wise physician is at work in your life too. Maybe you lost something you loved very much. Maybe your business failed. Maybe the person you said I can't live without has fallen from grace in your eyes. It hurts, I know. But do not be afraid. What is happening is this. The physician is killing your Goldsmith. He is making you drink that bitter sherbet, that sherbet of reality. Let those fake glitters die. Let those identities you are addicted to mix with the soil. Because until they die, you cannot truly live. Do you know what remains when the Goldsmith dies? A huge, silent void. But do not be afraid. In our next meeting, we will touch upon a completely different and fascinating subject that will surprise you and touch your soul. Until then, keep your mirror clean. If you saw your own reflection in this story, subscribe, turn on notifications, and send this video to that friend who is chasing their own Goldsmith right now and doesn't understand why they are unhappy. Hold a mirror up to them.